Good morning, everyone. Yes, it is morning. It is 8:24 in the morning to be exact on December 4th, 2014. I want to bring up a couple things real quick just to kind of talk about something. Basically, World of Warcraft is offline for the next 15 minutes while they're doing rolling restarts. So it's gonna kind of impede my ability to farm some gear early this morning, but that's not that big of a deal. I'm only missing 3 pieces of gear before I'm fully PvP geared out. Basically, I did a lot of arenas last night with a buddy of mine. We didn't do as well as I wanted to, but it's a little bit rough getting used to everything and getting everything worked out. We gotta work on our coordination, and it's not too hard to get it down. We won some games when we actually coordinated perfectly and we did what we needed to do. We are running into right now a really rough comps to beat, being that we're running Mistweaver Monk, Shadow Priest, and a Survival Hunter. I went Survival just because the dots make it a lot harder to heal through. When we time things right, we get the CC down right, and everything goes perfectly. We do tend to win. It is up on the stream. It is past broadcast right now. I'm not gonna edit it and put it up because it wasn't a climb. It was just farming out the weekly cap just to have the cap. We would probably this weekend at some point push up to about 1600, 1800 rating, somewhere in there, just to have that 3's 1800 rating. It works out pretty well. The hardest comps to come against right now are 2 melee bursters, Rogue Druid with a healer, because it's just so hard to get away from a rogue in 3's. No matter how much CC you lay down on him, he's just got much more CC, much more cooldowns, things like that. Assassination rogues are probably one of the worst ones to go up against in 3's, because they can blind your healer, they can CC your healer, they can banish sap now while in combat. So they might have been able to do that for a little while. I don't really know. My rogue, I didn't really play too much before the end of Mr. Pandaria. I did get my rogue up to 90 before the end of Mr. Pandaria, but that's besides the point. We did pretty well. We got our points. I've got my cloak because first item I always want to upgrade is my cloak. So I want that epic cloak. It must be epic. It has to be. All right, now that I went creepy for no reason whatsoever. Tonight we will be doing, my guild hopefully will be on the Horde side. We'll be raiding High Mall tonight. We will be doing normal. We're not going to be progressing into Heroic just yet. So, granted, we're not pushing top tier content, but we also are trying to figure out our raid comp, figure out everything, figure out what we need to do, figure out the raids and encounters, things like that. I'm geared enough to do Heroic. Half the guild is geared enough to do Heroic, but being that they're on separate lockouts, to my knowledge, unless something like that's changed, unless normal and heroic are on the same lockout, which I thought they're not. I thought they share everything shares its own lockout now. I'll have to double check that with forum posts and things like that. We'll keep up to date on it. But basically, I want to go in there and the few things I'm missing are on my warrior for raiding. I am playing Fury Warrior. I am probably the best DPS so far in my guild because I spent the time to get geared. A lot of people quit at 615 because that's what they needed to be ready to raid. I could be wrong on that. They could have progressed over the last couple days that I didn't get to see. I know on Tuesday, servers were garbage. You couldn't get on. If you did get on, you were sitting there, you would click on something and wait 10 minutes before it procced into your bag or whatever you want to call it. So coming up with this current week and this basic what's going to happen is I am going to be trying to get a lot of my content from my stream edited and transferred over to YouTube just to put up some new videos for World of Warcraft. It has been a long time, probably 2 years since I put up a World of Warcraft video, and that's back when I'd say level 85 was the cap, and PvP Arms Warriors were beast mode. Now it's so much different. It's so much more complicated. You do have to change around what you think and everything else because CC works so differently. Chain CCing just doesn't work anymore. Snares and stuns almost share the same lockout. Fears don't share the lockout with stuns, which is good, because the Shadow Priest does make it a little bit better. I am wearing my work shirt. I'm about to head into work here in about an hour or so. That being said, everything going on, we're doing pretty well. I'm having fun. I'm loving the content. I have to give it to Blizzard. They went all out on Warlords of Draenor. Mr. Pandaria, honestly, for me, was the second worst expansion in the game. The first worst expansion, in my opinion, was Wrath of the Lich King, and it was because, I went from 40-man raids down to 25-man raids with Vanilla WoW and BC to these 10-man 25 raids, but they were all face roll. There was no real skill involved. Like, the only thing that required skill in the game was when they released Heroic ICC. And Heroic ICC, like, no one could clear, Heroic Lich King. It was the hardest difficulty thing in the game, but, like, unless you were a hardcore guild, you really didn't care to clear it. It was the last piece of content you had to worry about in Wrath of the Lich King. And, only hardcore raiders and hardcore guilds and, like, the top 10 guilds cared to try and push Heroic Lich King. It wasn't as impressive as anything else. I just felt like the heroics and for dungeon grinding, they were just too easy. The entire expansion overall was so, it was so childish, it was so easy, it was just lame all around in my opinion. And Mist of Pandaria, my problem with it was the content was just, it wasn't there. The content really wasn't there for me. Like, the raiding content was just garbage. Like, there wasn't really a whole lot of mechanics to really, have to practice on. Like, I'm liking the way, I've looked at the raid content for Highmaw so far, and, the fact that, Kargath's gonna throw 5 people on a chain in 2 stands is pretty fucking awesome to me. I don't care what anybody else says, it's pretty fucking awesome. Like, the dungeons are much better. Like, you actually have to try to do things now. Like, you actually have to, eventually we're all gonna outgear it anyway, and, you'll be able to take somebody who has nothing, and you'll be able to carry it through a 3-man dungeon. And that's kind of how it always goes. It always gets to a point, some point in the expansion, where the heroics that you're doing are no longer difficult. That being said, anyway, servers are coming back up online slowly, but I will see you guys tonight on the stream. I will see you guys also with another video probably tomorrow morning. I'm going to try and do, on the days that I have to take my mom into work, my niece into school, and then come home, I'm going to try and put up a video every day, or at least once a week, twice a week now, because, that's the one thing I have been lacking on is putting up videos. I tend to do 1 or 2 videos a month and then just drop off from it, and it's kind of just, it's rough, it's difficult. I'm going to try and get more content. I'm going to try and get more FaceTime with you guys. I'm sorry that it takes so long to get these things out, but you guys have fun. I will catch you coming up in Highmaw and Arenas. Again, thanks for watching, thanks for playing, GG, good fight, blah, 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 like, comment, subscribe, bullshit, this over here, that over there. I don't care. I don't. Do what you like. You're YouTube. You do what you do. Y'all have fun. Catch you later.